Guitars workshop, and I'm just here to take a couple of minutes to demonstrate this unusual resonator guitar that we have here. I just wanted to point out that the body's wood, and it has what is typically called a piano grain finish, because it has sort of like the stripes. And another unique feature about it is it has the small cone rather than the larger cone you typically see on a Dewalian or a Triolean or a Trojan. This is a small, about an 8-inch cone. It also has an unusual diamond cut cover plate, often associated with some of the catalog guitars that were put out, made by Harmony, Regal, with some other national parts. But this is not stamped with anything on the cone or on the cover plate. There's no stamping patent marks or anything like that, licensing marks. One thing it does have, though, is it has a 12-fret slot head headstock, but on the very top of the headstock, in typical national fashion, you do have the A stamp, and the A stamp for national guitars could place this about 1936, 1937, which could be consistent with its piano grain finish as well. So overall, the body was likely made by Harmony. How it was marketed, who knows? It could have been marketed in a mail order catalog, like a Sears catalog. It could have been sold in department stores or any kind of stores that would sell guitars among many other items back in those days in the 20s, 30s, and 40s. And in terms of overall condition, the guitar is basically original. I believe the tuners to be original, even though the gears don't seem to match. One of them is at least original. Everything else, except for the cone, then would be original. The cone looks like a replacement to me. It just doesn't have enough patina on the wooden biscuit part to actually look like an old cone. It's an all-ply construction, has the F-hole cutouts, and it's 12 frets. The neck attaches 12 frets to the body. In terms of any work that was done on the guitar, basically, it's in played condition. It wasn't the most cared for guitar overall. At one point in time, when I was taking the neck off the guitar, I noticed that it was not a steamable glue. So it was definitely an ebony. It was definitely an epoxy glue. So I took out the 13th fret to look for the pocket, which I typically do when I want to steam a neck off, but I had so much chip out, and in fact I can show you parts here. There's parts of the old neck. It's not really an ebony, I don't think, but if it is, it's a very soft, dark tropical wood, and it has an interesting smell to it. But as soon as you take one little piece out, you get all kinds of chip out along the frets. So when that started to get really bad like that, I realized the guitar was heavily played. There are huge divots in the first 3 positions, so I realized at that point we might as well just sacrifice the original fingerboard and replace it with a good strong ebony fingerboard. A couple of things that we would get as an advantage out of that. Number one, when you peel that fingerboard off, you can plane the actual neck flat. And then in addition, I routed out 2 slots, and I placed, this is a little shorter than what I actually did, but I placed 2 of these carbon fiber rods standing like this, running parallel to the neck. They go about from here to here. So that gives you a lot of extra support when the guitar's under tension, because this is basically it's a neck without a truss rod. So then when I put a nice piece of ebony on top of that, I have a very, very stiff neck that doesn't want to hardly pull at all. And now that I have it on, glued on and planed, it's very flat, and the action's set about 5/64, 6/64, but it could very easily go down to 4/64 action to get a real smooth finger picking action. So the guitar is really set up to play. Cleaning out all the epoxy out of the dovetail joint, there's a little bit of a messiness around this joint from previous repairs and things, but the guitar is basically very well played. You can see all the finish is basically off the neck. I did inlay the original dots, and it's just a really fun guitar to play. Someone in a past life took a a gold paintbrush and wrote Amplitone. I think that's a pretty apt name for the guitar, Amplitone. It's not loud and brash like a Dewolian, but it is loud. And it also has a certain sweetness to the tone because of the smaller resonator size and the thick wood body. I think where this guitar really shines is when you play it with a slide. It just opens up, it has a sweet sound.